So I've just purchased my 10th cat and it's time to up the litter game. Now this is the self-cleaning litter robot by Whisker. Right, so this is the Litter Robot 3 and it's designed so you don't have to keep scooping your cat's poop all the time. And we've been talking about getting one for ages, and one came up brand new, quite cheaper than the retail price. So I snapped it up. So this is just going to be a quick unboxing. There's not much to show you because the main unit's all fully assembled. There's just a few accessories with it, and obviously a few cats along the way, because when I brought this home the other day, Mr. Binks decided to make it his own little castle, and decided to have a little camp and sleep up on the top. So without further ado, and we can just get rid of Zelly. This thing is absolutely friggin' huge. So on the top, we've just got a booklet there, which is just basically instructions. The UK plug, which is also there. Bit of writing on the top. Your days of scooping are over. And there is two cats just having a little fight. So, wow, this thing looks like a mini washing machine slash tumble dryer. Very futuristic. And let's just get rid of that box. And I'm quite sure that the cats are going to have a bloody field day with that now. So that is what you're presented with when you open the box. Zelda there. What's that? They're all intrigued. As we all know, cats are very nosy creatures, so this comes as no surprise that I'm going to have a little bit of an audience. But yeah, that is what we get as a self-cleaning robot litter tray. We have someone in the box already. It is Nala. I bet you can't get out of there, can you? Cats, they friggin' love boxes. Right, so as I mentioned, there's not much setting up to do. You've got a little litter catching tray at the front. You've got the main tray underneath. Now they come with 3 bags already, but you can use any kind of small bin bag or any bag that is kind of like that size. You can probably get away with a carry bag, but it doesn't really matter. A carbon filter, which I have already installed, which basically is at the front there. So when your cats have a poop, obviously there's no scoop. You just leave it as it is, and this little filter here stops any smells from getting out. And then you do need to clean it when it tells you to. So there's some buttons on the side there. So you have the on button, cycle, empty, reset, ready, cycling, and timing. Now, the litter for this is a very fine sort of, not sandy litter. You can get away with probably most ones you get from Aldi and Tesco and the likes of Lidl. Clumping is essential for this, and the way it works, I don't fully know how it works. It just basically cycles this drum and it does whatever. I'll show you in a minute if one of the cats has a poo inside. So chaos has already begun. We have multiple cats here messing around. We have Daphne, just seen Zelda there going back in the box. We have a Mr. Binks just hiding there. So it gives me time just to have a little look around this unit. So as I mentioned before, there's the buttons there. This is app controlled as well, so you can set it all up, because I think as standard it comes as a 7-minute cycle. So when a cat goes in as its poo and comes out, it gives it 7 minutes before it starts to cycle. So hello Mr. Binks, yeah, he wants to get in that box again. And it just looks like a massive space helmet slash kind of tumble dryer, kind of like mini washing machine. That's your power input there as well. So I was a bit dubious about getting one of these originally, but as I say, this one has came up pretty much half price, so I thought, you know what could possibly go wrong? If we can see inside that drum there, you can just see, let me just get my torch out. Chaos. I knew this was going to be chaos. I knew it. Look, Mr. Binks, and we've got a little Zelly in there, so they're all wondering what I'm doing, as cats do. So yeah, inside we have that little tray there where it cycles the litter, and your main tray at the bottom, which is where your litter sits, which is that rubber kind of pad at the bottom, and then you've got a hole there where the poop falls through when it does its cycle. So yes, I am pretty excited to see how this is going to work. Hopefully these are going to use it, because we've just not long recently got a new microwave, and the noise was different from the other one, and the cats just did not like it. Now, like, you're normally the first to go and adventure these things. Go on. Yeah, utter chaos. Utter chaos. Look at them all. By the way, there's the cat exercise wheel, still going strong. I've done a video on that quite a while ago now. And we also have this very expensive real wood cat tree with clouds on. I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful thing. Right, anyway, without further ado, let's get it turned on and let's see if the cats like it. So the cat litter I'm using is Lifelong Cat Litter, Bentonite Premium Cat Litter, and it's baby powder scent as well. So I got that with this as well. It was free. I think these retail around about 30 quid. So just before I do put the cat litter in, I've noticed one little kind of flaw, should we say, or con, which is this. So if you do get a bag of cat litter, which is like that big, you're going to struggle to get it in. So I probably recommend buying a scoop. But this is very, very fine. Oops, cat litter. And I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera because it's a fixed focus, but we're just going to whack this in. And then once we get up to the level, I'll come back and I'll turn it on and we'll see how this thing works. So I got a little bit peed off with scooping, so I've got to come up with something better to get that in, but that was a pain in the ass to get that in there. And just scrape that away there, you'll just see just there, which is the fill line, and you have got to stick to that as well. You can't really overfill it. So what I'll do, I'll just take out a couple of scoops, because I think I've actually overfilled it a little bit, so, or have I don't know. Nah, I should be all like that. Right, so anyway, here is the grand turning on of this machine. Right, here we go. Oh, something's happening. So it's cycling, and I think now what it's doing is, I think it's gauging probably how much cat litter I've put in. So let's just have a look at this process of it cycling. So I think this is what it does when it cleans. So yeah, when you cast out the poop is supposed to stick on that gauze there. Litter goes through, as you can see. And then as it cycles, we come around to this hole which is emerging here. And then what happens is, in theory, or in practice, your poop is supposed to fall down that hole and into the bag. So now it should reverse back and we'll have a fresh load of litter. So just imagine the poop has fell into the bag and we're now getting our litter back. As you can see there, the rubber base is coming back around, and here comes the litter. That's quite cool, that's the way it works. So I think what it does is it doesn't level itself out straight away. It just goes a tiny bit further just to make sure that all the litter is actually, you know, yeah, look, see where it's going now. So it's going over slightly, getting the litter all straight, which is perfect. And then it levels itself out. Now that is pretty cool in my opinion. So that now is ready for the cats to go and have the business in. Just as I'm setting the app up, we have a little thistle coming to check it out. Go on, Gail, jump in. Go on. So you can just see there, if I just move the camera, the button saying ready, so it's ready for a poop. When it's cycling, obviously cycling, and then the timer, which you can just change to, I think it was standard or set at 7 minutes, 5 minutes and 2 minutes, I think so. Go on, Daff. We have our first customer. Go on, Gail. In you go. There we go. Daphne has no fear. Oh yeah, it's so the lights just come on there. So it sensed the cat. I think she's just being curious. Now I'm told as well that as this is cycling, if a cat was to jump in, the sensor senses the cat and stops, and then it goes back to its original position and then just goes on to like standby mode. But yeah, so the timer light is on and it's now more chaos, Daff. No, that's Mr. Binks. Nala, who are you chasing? So as I was saying, I think it's 7 minutes, so it's now counting down. And then once the, yeah, Nala's going in. So really we don't need to watch a cat take a poo. Just as long as someone goes in, it senses it and then it'll do its thing. So hopefully in a minute we'll see it cycle. So just upon setting up the app, it says power on the litter robot, have a skittish kitty, the litter robot will cycle immediately upon connection. You might want to remove the kitty from the room to avoid alarming them. Go to next. Right, the power button is actually, no, it's not blue, it's red, so it's going through its little timing thing. So what I'll do, I'll wait for that to do its thing and I'll come back and I'll carry on the setup procedure. Oh, we have another curious cat, or is she just taking a poo? We now have customer number 2, which is Zelda. So the blue light is on, as you can see just there, and Zelda is possibly about to do the first, she's christening her, she's now christening her. So this is a cat having a wee. I'm just going to turn the camera away a little bit so you don't see, but yeah. So the timer is now gone on the red there. As you can see, she's jumped out, and I'll just show you what she's just done. So just in the corner, just there, is a bit of wee-wee, which now should clump up. Now this is the interesting part, because if you've got cats and you use this kind of litter, I mean, I've got wood litter and I've got this kind of litter, the clumping litter, you'll know that it'll stick to the sides. So it'll be interesting to see if this now is going to stick to the side, and when it turns, is it going to fall in or is it going to stick to the side? So this is going to be really interesting, this one. There's that clump on the top there. So is that going to fall or is it going to stick? It looks like it's stuck. So might be just easier just to give it, oh no, it fell off. It fell off. All good in the hood there. I mean, this thing isn't totally self-cleaning. It does require a bit of maintenance every now and then, obviously, to clean this as well and wipe it down. So there's the wee clumps there coming into view. Is it going to fall in the hole? Yes, there's one. Now that one's stuck, which, you know, as I say, it's not going to be perfect. Let's just knock this in here quickly. Come on, get in there. case anyone's wondering. Antibacterial wipe. So yeah, the particles or the clumps have now fell down into the tray, and that's the only issue I had with one of these, was the it's sticking to the side, because if you get the likes of Asda Smart Price clumping litter, which is like £2.20 for 5 kilograms, I think. Don't get me wrong, it's good litter, but I tell you what, when a cat has a piss on that and it sticks aside, it is like cement. You've literally got to prise it off and just smash it off. But you know, the wee particles are not a problem. It's the poo particles, the ones that smell. So that's the ones you want to get rid of down in this tray underneath, which I'll now show you once it's done a cycle. Right, so underneath is the tray, and there you can see the clumps of wee. So it does let you know when it's full up as well, apparently. There's another bag underneath there, which I'll just take out. The bag just clips in. There's 4 little clips there. You just open it out, press it in, clip it in. There's the carbon filter there, just at the end. That's just for any smells of poo-poo. Apparently it does a very good job of it, so I'm not going to sit here and wait for a cat to do a poo all day. You'll just have to take my word on it. Gnarly. So again, I'm trying to set this up, and another curious cat. Hey, used to, stop it. Now, are you pooing or just having a look? Oh, she's just having a look. Now, another thing while I'm here just setting this up is, as I say, it's not totally self-cleaning. You do get some excess when they jump out. Now, she's just gone in there and hasn't been in there long enough for the sensor to activate the timer. So all is good in the hood there. I can carry on with setup. So connection successful. Your litter robot is connected and ready to use. A clean cycle will begin shortly, which is that now. So again, we're going to have to wait for the process of this to finish. Just before I quickly round things up, I'll show you the app before we end this video. Right, so while it's doing its thing, I'll just show you. So I've called it Binks, after my boy Binks, and waste is 0% full, and also recent activity, clean cycle in progress, which is what's happening right now. So we should have another clean litter tray in around about 2 minutes. So it says here, add your litter type for optimal litter robot performance. So I'm not going to bother with that, because I'm not going to go into all that. So we've got robot settings here, user nickname, Binks, and litter. As I say, we haven't selected any yet. And basically, I just think it just tells you about like activity. And if I'm sat in work and I'm having something to eat, and I get a notification saying that X cat is having a poo-poo, I don't think I want to know that. So let me see what we got here. So it's got over torque fault here, which I think I've got too much litter in it. So I'm going to have to take a little bit of litter out. But it's gone back to its normal position, and its resumed position of where it was before. We have a Nalapus now going back in. So it's sensed that the waste is now 8% full, which is bloody good in my opinion. Panel lockout, sleep mode, and lights. Now I believe it's got a light inside, and when you press the button, a blue light comes on. And if you have a cat which is maybe partially sighted or not too good, you know, with its eyes, it will know where to go if it needs to go in the tray. So all is good in the hood there. Yeah, 9 cats and the 10th one on the way. This is going to get some serious activity, because these seem to favour this grit litter over the wood litter. Now originally I was spending around about 40 quid a week on wood litter. So I've got one of these trays which is out in the kitchen, and the cost of the wood litter now is around about £10 a week. Most of them out of, I'd say, let me say 9 cats, I'd say 6 out of 9 cats use this, and the other ones don't bother to use the wood litter. So yeah, it has saved money in the long run. But One of these, I just thought I'd try one out, and it's been mentioned to me in the past, but I wasn't really too keen on them because I've heard a few things about cats getting killed in them, but it wasn't these ones, it was other ones that were on TikTok. Do we have our first pooer? Thistle? Oh no, she's done a little wee wee. Now she's covering it over. And the cycle begins. Timer light is on. She digs and digs and covers it, so this is normal for her. Thistle, there's no predators going to get you, girl. Come on, and out. Now, as I mentioned before, you know, it's not completely self-cleaning. So this is just in the living room now, just for demonstration purposes and while I set it up. But yeah, you will have to get yourself one of these little hoovers to hoover all these little bits up. But that's only the type of litter. So I say if you want to use the little litter, clumping litter, or the Asda one, it doesn't make as much mess as, let me just see if I can show you. Yeah, just there. So it doesn't make as much mess as that. That's only because this litter is very, very fine. And someone is now going for a run. So this one is Little Thistle, Scottish Fold, and her sister Ivy, another, oh here she is, shouting at the freaking birds again. You shouting at the birds? Yeah, go on, have a good shout at them. They'll batter you, them. Size of you. Yeah, Ivy, her sister as well. Another lovely Scottish Fold mix cat. Hello, girl. What? What? What are you saying? That bird is bigger than you. I know. That bird will batter you. So that was the Litter Robot 3 by Whisker. This video is going to be rolled out on both of my channels, possibly. A self-cleaning robot litter tray, not totally self-cleaning. You do have to do some slight maintenance on the inside, and when the cats jump out, you do have to clean the floor, obviously. But it was to replace the one I've got in the kitchen. I've got a wood one in the kitchen and also a grit one. Now, sometimes when you clean that out, you could be sat there for about 40 minutes. So 9 cats or 6 cats use that tray. One in, clean, another one's waiting, in, out, in, out, in, out. Before you know it, it is 40 minutes have passed. 2 cats are fighting. Oi, stop it, sisters. Yeah, happy with my purchase. The longevity of it we're yet to see because it's going to get loads of use. 9 cats at the moment, only 6 cats use the grit tray, so all is good on the hood there. A 10th cat on the way, which is going to be in a few more weeks when she grows up a little bit more. And people often ask me as well, George, you live with 9 cats, does the house smell? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It only smells if you leave your shit in the tray to fester and you're lazy and you don't clean it out. So as soon as a cat does a poo or a wee, if I'm not asleep and what have you, it gets cleaned out, wiped, in a bag, in the bin outside. So all is good on the hood there. So yeah, the Litter Robot 3, something different. The cats at the moment seem to like it. So yeah, all is good in the hood there. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.